All right, uranium bulls. Uranium, continues to be the hot commodity for the retail crowd, and I would also say the institutional crowd. January 2023, we had a strong month for commodities across the board. February 2023 was a bloodbath for most commodities. Actually, uranium was like one of the very, very few that remained positive for the month, but squeaked out only a 0.5% gain for the month of February. And we're seeing these moves in macroeconomics with the dollar potentially strengthening, the Federal Reserve saying interest rates are going to be moving higher, inflation, still an issue. So it's put some pressure on the commodity space. But I just want to say, for uranium bulls, keep that long-term focus, right? That's what it's all about. We know the play with the energy, with the green energy movement, and the climate crisis and nuclear energy being that the energy source for baseload power to deal with the climate crisis because it doesn't release any CO2. So keep that in mind. The charts I'm going to show today, it's going to be, I have to admit, a bit bearish on the uranium space, but see it as an opportunity to be able to add to your long-term uranium positions. And, this is where you have to sometimes keep in mind those long-term fundamentals, right? Before we look at the two charts that I'm going to show you, let's talk about this news, which came out on Monday, March 6, 2023. A new nuclear reactor in the United States has started up, and it's the first time in nearly 7 years. So again, this is supporting, that fundamental move that uranium bulls have been talking about, that we are going to be going back to nuclear energy to, fill that void for green energy, right? And we know, you guys, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you know why we're all bullish on uranium. Nuclear energy, as I said, generated without releasing CO2, which caused global warming, and the increased sense of an urgency in responding to the climate change has given nuclear energy a chance at its renaissance. So Georgia Power announced that the Vogtle Nuclear Reactor Unit 3 has started a nuclear reaction inside the reactor. It's called initial criticality, and it's when nuclear fission process starts with splitting atoms and generating heat. The last time a nuclear reactor has reached this milestone was almost 7 years ago in May 2016, when the Tennessee Valley Authority started splitting atoms at the Watts Bar Unit 2 reactor in Tennessee. And as you can see here, the CEO of Georgia Power, this is truly an exciting time as we prepare to bring online a new nuclear unit that will serve our state with clean and emission-free energy for the next 60 to 80 years. So as I said, very, very exciting data here, which I found interesting. There are currently 93 nuclear reactors operating in the United States, and collectively they generate 20% of the electricity in the country. As you can see here, nuclear reactors help combat global warming, generate about half of the clean, carbon-free electricity generated in the United States, and uranium bulls think that these percentages and numbers are going to increase as it is that CO2 free energy source. So looking at the charts, I want to start off with the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, which is U.UN. Talked about this, in my previous uranium sector roundups. Seems like there was a resistance point here at 1750, which was getting tested. We then sort of seen this head and shoulder pattern form on the Sprott Physical Trust. And just this week, actually, on March 7th, on Tuesday, we actually had a pretty strong breakdown. Following day, we had a green day, but that is a retest. You tend to see price retesting the breakout zones or breakdown zones in this case before they continue their move. You can see the sellers did indeed step in, bringing prices down lower. And it does appear as if the bull or the bear, are in control, and we are going to make another leg lower, potentially to the $15 zone or that 14-15 area here. And the only way this flips back positive is if we can get a close back above this 1650 zone. So Keep that in mind, that chart there. I want to show you the Global X Uranium ETF, which is URA. And this is something I've warned about as well, where we actually had the breakdown on URA in February, on February 21st, 2023. Very strong breakdown. We had a couple of green days here. A lot of people were excited. But again, folks, you know, when you see these major support and resistance levels be taken out, there tends to be this pullback or relief rally where you see a retest. And what happens at the retest is very important, because generally, if it is a breakdown like we have here, it's an area where you'll see sellers jump in because they missed that initial breakdown move. And as you can see here, clearly the sellers did jump in on the Global X Uranium ETF, and prices have actually taken out those lows. I am now looking at a move maybe down to this 19 to 1950 zone. There is a lot of support down here. Obviously, you can see from the chart by looking to the left, but it does mean that another leg lower is coming here on the Global X Uranium ETF. If you guys have seen my recent uranium sector roundup, a lot of the charts look very similar, right? You know, I looked at the charts of Alaska, Sky Harbor, Uranium Energy Corp, Fission Uranium. A lot of them show these breakdowns and the similar looking sort of a head and shoulders structure. But basically, the supports have been broken down, and it does look like there's going to be a bit more downside for the uranium miners, the uranium explorers, the uranium juniors. So, you know, again, keep a focus on that long-term, you know, fundamentals on uranium. And I think this move down here is going to just provide a good opportunity to get into new positions or get, you know, buy and accumulate cheaper uranium stocks. So that's it for me, folks. I know uranium bulls, again, might not be too pleased with this, but again, folks, it is a long-term game. We're in it for the long term. Follow these charts here, see how they react when we hit those support zones with the other leg down. And as I said, you know, the only way that these moves can be nullified is if we can climb back over what used to be support, now acting as resistance, and close back above those levels and, of course, my moving averages. But that's it for me, folks. Let me know in the comments below where you guys think uranium is going. Do you guys see this as an opportunity to add to your long-term uranium positions? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to follow us, and I'll see you guys in the next chart attack.